The Bold and the Beautiful has built its entire legacy on secrets, hidden truths, buried lies, confessions that arrive just a moment too late. But every so often, the show delivers a revelation so staggering that fans don't just gasp, they grieve. And right now, Hope Logan is at the center of one of those moments, because the man she trusted most may not be who she thought he was. From the very beginning, Hope and Liam were sold to viewers as something rare, a love worth rooting for, a connection built not on manipulation or obsession, but on genuine feeling. Through every obstacle, every setback, every time the world tried to pull them apart, Liam and Hope found their way back to each other. Loyal, steady, real. That was the promise the show made to its audience. And for a long time, viewers believed it. For years, the Logan Spencer household looked like something close to peace. Beth was growing up, careers were flourishing, and the endless tug of war between Hope and Steffi over Liam's heart seemed finally to be settling. Hope had her family, her purpose, her man. At first, everything felt like it had landed exactly where it was supposed to. For a moment, it seemed like the storm had truly passed. Then the cracks appeared. Not loudly, not dramatically, not in the way Bold and Beautiful betrayals usually announce themselves. Quietly, small inconsistencies, unanswered questions, moments where Liam's explanations felt just slightly off. Nothing Hope could point to directly, nothing she could name, but something she felt, deeply, persistently, undeniably. And that's where things get complicated, because the secret Liam had been keeping wasn't born from cruelty. According to sources close to the storyline, it began as a decision made in a moment of fear, a choice that felt at the time like protection. Protection for Hope, protection for their family, protection for the life they had built together. But secrets rarely stay small on this show. They grow, they mutate, and eventually, they detonate. Then came the moment fans had been dreading. Hope found out. Not through a tearful confession, not through a carefully constructed conversation, through the worst possible channel. Someone else told her first. Blindsided, shattered, betrayed, not just by what Liam had done, but by how long he had chosen silence over truth. How many mornings they had shared breakfast while he carried this. How many times she had looked him in the eyes and seen nothing but calm. That calm now felt like a performance. And Hope Logan does not forgive performances easily. But then came another crushing blow. It wasn't just the secret itself. It was who else already knew. Because Liam, reportedly, had not been carrying this alone. Someone in Hope's inner circle, someone she trusted without question, had known the truth and said nothing. A friend, a confidant. A person she had leaned on through every previous crisis. Gone. That trust evaporated. In a single moment, Hope didn't just lose faith in her husband. She lost faith in the version of her own life she thought she understood. That is the kind of betrayal that doesn't heal quickly. That is the kind of wound that changes people. The turning point arrived in a confrontation viewers will not forget easily. Hope didn't scream, didn't collapse. She went still, cold, quiet, controlled. And in that stillness, she said exactly what needed to be said. No more. No second chances. No versions of forgiveness being offered before she had even processed her own pain. For the first time in a very long time, Hope Logan put herself first. And it was devastating to watch. Because here is the truth this storyline is really about. Hope has always been the believer, the optimist, the forgiver, the woman who kept the door open even when every rational instinct told her to close it. That willingness to hope, it's literally her name, has defined her character from the very beginning. It has also, more than once, been used against her. And watching her stand in that room, finally refusing to absorb someone else's choices as her own responsibility, that felt like a reckoning. Not just for Liam, for every version of Hope who ever gave too much to someone who gave too little back. It's a difficult truth, one that goes far beyond daytime television, because most people watching know exactly what it feels like to discover that the story you believed about your own life wasn't entirely true, to realize that someone you loved was editing themselves around you, choosing what to share and what to bury, and calling it protection when it was really just fear. That's a human experience, a universal one. And The Bold and the Beautiful, at its best, has always known how to hold that kind of pain without trivializing it. Social media has not been quiet, not even close. The fan reaction has been immediate and overwhelming. overwhelming. Some viewers are completely devastated for Hope. Others, perhaps surprisingly, are split on Liam. A vocal portion of the audience argues that context matters, that his intentions, however misguided, were not malicious, that the road between protecting someone and deceiving them is narrower than it looks. Others are having none of it. They argue that intention is irrelevant, that the cover-up is always worse than the crime, and that Liam Spencer has been given enough grace by enough people for long enough. A smaller group has redirected their frustration entirely, not at Liam, at the person who knew, the one who stayed silent, because in many ways that secondary betrayal is the one that will shape the next chapter of this story most powerfully. Broken loyalty, shattered trust, a friendship that may never recover. And that's before we even get to the question of what comes next. Because Hope Logan standing still in that moment of confrontation is not an ending, it is a beginning. And viewers who have followed this show long enough know that the real drama never arrives in the revelation, it arrives in the aftermath. Will Hope walk away from Liam for good this time? Or will the pull of their history prove too strong to resist? And what happens to Beth, caught between two parents in the middle of a collapse neither of them planned for? If the person who kept Liam's secret is someone inside the Logan or Forrester family, how does Hope begin to rebuild trust in a world where the people closest to her have already failed her? And perhaps the question no one is ready to answer yet, is this truly the end of Lope? Or is the bold and the beautiful laying the groundwork for a reconciliation that will take years to earn? Because nothing on this show is ever simply over. Not really. Some relationships survive betrayal. Some even come out stronger on the other side. But they only do that when both people are willing to be completely honest. Not just about what happened, but about why. And right now, that kind of honesty feels very far away. Hope Logan deserves the truth. She always did. And if this storyline gives her the chance to finally demand it and mean it, then maybe something real can come from all of this pain. But don't hold your breath. Because in Los Angeles, secrets have a way of multiplying, and Liam Spencer has never been very good at keeping things simple.